God has rules, folks. I think perhaps one of the greatest challenges in America today are the numbers of us who are now determining what God's rules are. I don't ever hear God asking me what I think. Love that little statement that some people say, you know, God said it, that settles it. That's why this is God's word. Well, folks, he gets up to this culminating point, fight like a soldier, run like an athlete, and he culminates right here in verse 6, and he says, work like a farmer. Work like a farmer. That's an amazing picture that he gives to us. For me to be strong in grace, I got to work like a farmer. Well, I began to think about this, and I came up with 5 qualities of a farmer. Now, there are many others. I know you will add another 25 of them, but just for the sake of our Bible study today, I want us to consider why would Paul invoke this picture of a farmer? Why does he say the hard-working farmer should? Why does he give us a picture of farming here? Well, let me just give you 5 qualities of a farmer, just to think about. Number 1, farmers know who they are. By the way, I've been around a lot of farmers. In Africa, I worked on farms in different places. Love it, still talk about it to this day. Some of my favorite people to be around are farmers. Let me tell you, there is a distinctiveness about farmers. Farmers know that they're farmers. You ever thought about that? Just think about farmers. Even when it comes to politics, our politicians better take care of the farmers. They're a very unique group of men and women. It's a matter of identity. That's what he was talking about. He invokes this identity repeatedly. And when it comes to knowing who you are, I want you to know that I'm a Christian man. That's identity. So who are you? I'm not just talking about right now. I'm talking about tomorrow at the office. Who are you? Ask yourself this question. When you're at the office, how many of the people in your office know your identity? It's a good question, isn't it? Or are you just amalgamated? Do you look like everybody else? Sound like everybody else? Talk like everybody else? Behave like everybody else? The farmer knows who he is. Number 2, second quality. Farmers work the land they are given. Now, I'm going to tell you, folks, I know this is a general statement, but farmers work their own land. I think that's why Paul was saying this to Timothy. You want to be strong in grace? Know who you are and bloom where you're planted. So may I say this with a lot of love, because I'm talking about us, but some of our greatest problems, folks, in life as believers is that we're never content where God has us. You're always looking over your shoulder, aren't you? And we're living in a world that kind of causes us to look over our shoulder. I mean, on Friday, I genuinely thought it would be jolly nice if I could be Drew Brees of the New Orleans Saints. I immediately got out my picture. I have a picture with my 2 sons with Drew Brees, because they both have a lot to do with the New Orleans Saints, praying for them and chaplaining them and all that sort of stuff. I said to myself, Mr. Benson, the owner of the New Orleans Saints, got the wrong man. If he just knew me, I need to walk up to Mr. Benson and say, Mr. Benson, Don Wilton, sign me up. I could use a $100 million contract right now, folks. $60 million guaranteed, $37 million signing bonus. Have you ever seen me throw a ball in my backyard? You know, I love this. Farmers work the land they own. Stop looking over your shoulder. You want to be strong in grace as a believer. Bloom where you're planted. God's got a very special plan for you. And He'll take you from where you are to where you need to be. Whatever it is that you're doing right now, make up your mind this week. You're going to do it a whole lot better this next week. When you do what you're doing a whole lot better, God will give you some more land.